Government has rolled out a new set of extraordinary price-based measures for the tomato sector, which is, among other things, aimed at safeguarding the country's balance of payments under the conditions of economic recession. Joining me now on the program to share his perspectives with us on this matter is African farmer Mogaji, who is a farmer and an agriculture consultant. African farmer, it's great to have you on the program this morning.
Good morning, Harriet.
So are you quite excited about this new announcement?
Yes, it's a two-way. Yes, I'm excited about it. On the other hand, I feel the timing also is not appropriate. Yeah, why? Because this is the low season for the processors to have raw materials. Okay, so if you're announcing this to take effect May 7 and the industries don't have raw material, then there's going to be a gap in the industry. However, the policy is welcome.
So when you say it's a low season, could you just explain that a little bit more?
There's a peak period to have tomatoes readily available for the processors, which mostly is in February, March. Now, announcing this now puts a pressure on the companies. Now the government, the consumers want this product available from May, June, July. They expect a miracle to happen, but there's no raw material from the farmers now. So I strongly believe that the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Water Resources was not part of this decision, because they have this working knowledge to say that, okay, this is the peak period, and so this is when you can announce that, okay, 7 months from now, this will take effect.
But then according to that release, the policy was developed and is being implemented in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Finance, Water Resources, CBN, the Bank of Industry, and NAFDAC as well. So it seems as if they had all stakeholders, key stakeholders, come to the table to take a look at this and make sure that it was quite, it's a plan that the actions and all the plans that have been developed can be achieved.
Harriet, I'm talking about field now. Raw material, if raw material does not get to is not available to get to the factory, so how will the processors process? So there's just going to be a lot of pressure on the Dangotes, the Ariscos, and all the other people who have invested money when there's no raw material. So, but February, the River Basin, the Water Resources authorities know that the peak period, about 80% of the tomatoes consumed in the country is produced in the north, especially the upper north. So if they've moved out of production, in the last 2 weeks I was still touring those states. They've moved out of production now. The price of tomato is going higher. For the processors, there's a limit to which they can buy it. Now tomato is going into the fresh market. It's gradually going to those periods when it will go high. Now a 60 kilogram of basket of tomatoes is currently going for 7,000 to 11,000. So, and the processors can't buy at that price.
But then there's a timeline that they're expecting that this will be achieved. And so we're in this period where literally we have a shortfall. Maybe there's something up the sleeves of the federal government. Maybe there's a storage of some sort, stored tomatoes somewhere where they're hoping to fall back on.
There's no tomato anywhere stored. Electricity is what you use to store. So it's common knowledge that we're still working on electricity. So the river basins have the lands to produce tomatoes. The river basins use flood system, which the lands are converted to produce rice now because of the heavy rainfalls and the winds that come with it. So Southwest has not empowered ourselves to be able to take advantage of this. So you don't have those processing plants readily available in the Southwest where the farmers in the Southwest can produce for them. It's a good policy. Timing of implementation. That's
okay. So if this was too hasty in coming out, what should the federal government do
right now?
Right now?
Well, what they should do is encourage, really, one is to bring out the policy. That's the easiest. The second is to throw the weight behind that policy, whereas we need to clear more lands. If you leave it to the private sector, it will be profit. We need organizations who will go, Dangote is well equipped to do that really, but we need organizations who would have a social enterprise mindset. Social enterprise where they make profit from impacts.